Um, I think overall we did what we had to do this year. The first of all that was to make the playoffs. We did that in a good way. Finishing third, meaning that we're going to have a playoff home game. The playoff home game, I feel like we had to win as well because we were a strong team at home throughout the whole year. The expectations were there, and that was another thing that we did accomplish. And then going to Seattle, it was a kind of a game. Obviously, we were only thinking about winning and going through. The feeling and the vibe was good in the group. But on the other side, we haven't been that great team on the road overall in the season. Although there's been games where we did well, but there's also some games where we lost easily. So the Seattle game was a game where we could only gain, something, and that would be if we would have won, then we would have surprised many people who didn't have any kind of trust that we could do it, and we didn't do that. So as I said, I think we did what was expected, but nothing more. So we'll have to get a little bit better for next year in order for us to do something more than just making it to the semifinal of the conference.
Does the feeling after the season this time around feel similar at all to last year, or is it different, do you think?
Yeah, it's kind of similar. Last year there was the Kansas City game where you play home and away, so it kind of gives you more chances, than just to play a road game to Seattle, for example. But it worked in our favor, this new format, playing Portland only at home once, in a knockout stage. So it goes both ways again, and the feeling is similar because we got knocked out the same round as last year. So you can say it's almost the same as last year, and that's what I'm saying. In order for us to make that extra step and to get a round further, we'll have to become a better team, altogether.
And what do you think it's gonna? What do you think that means becoming a better team? Is that just like internal with the guys that you have? Is that maybe bringing some people to kind of bolster the depth of the roster or in certain positions? What do you think? What does that mean to you?
Definitely means bringing a few players in a few positions, new ones, I think. But they have to be, they have to be top quality players. I think there'll be few players probably leaving, from the roster that we had this year onto the next year. There's few guys that have got option years. There's few guys that are out of contracts. There could be some transfers. You know how this business works, so you never know. So I would be, few. I mean, Nick has retired. We'll see what happens with Kyle. So I would be very surprised if the exactly same team that has played the majority of this year then would show up for preseason next year.
I know you're used to the end of the year and that turnover, but is that a difficult process where you spend so much time with this group, 9 or 10 months, and then a lot of them you may never see again? Maybe that's an exaggeration, but maybe not. Maybe some of these guys you will never see again. Does that make this a difficult transition?
Um, not difficult, but the off season here is so long that might be the case. That some players have no idea right now if they'll show up for preseason next year or not, and then give it a month or two, they might be told yes or no, and if they're told no, then they'll probably start looking for a new club somewhere else, and that will be the case that we will never see them again. So it's part of the game. We're used to it as athletes, and especially here as well. Players come and go, and everybody's trying to do the best for themselves. As a player, and if he's not wanted somewhere else, then I think it's the right decision to go somewhere else where you will feel wanted and where you'll be part of the plans.
As somebody who came into the organization a couple years ago, right? How much does it matter for a player, do you think, when the club doesn't have a permanent head coach currently or a permanent general manager currently, like what's going on right now?
Yeah, I mean, we have few positions that are not occupied at the moment. Yeah, coach being one of them, and I did speak to Freddie a couple of days ago, and there's many options that what can happen. There'll be probably new people coming in, and they're going to be interviewed, and I think he did very well since he took over. If we gave this kind of if we showed these kind of results since he took over that they're gonna happen, then I don't think there'd be many people who would believe in Freddie that he could do it. And under him, we conceded the least goals in the whole league. I want to say we have won a few games on road. We've been solid at home as well, and he took us to the third place in the playoffs. So I think he did more than what was expected of him. And it wasn't easy because his relationship with Mike was very good. So to basically one of your friends being fired and then now you're the guy, you don't want to. It's not the case where he wants to, do better than him because, he's the new guy now, but he just wanted to do the best he could for us and for the club, because, I know how much he loves the club and how hard he worked even if he was an assistant. And since he took over, being the main man. So, it was important for him as well to do well. And I'm sure that, these kind of results and the few months that he's had with us, he'll be good in future, whether that's here or somewhere else. He did his job, and that will be recognized.
Albert, maybe from an individual standpoint, when you look back on this season, obviously being a DP on this team, there's high expectations for you. Where would you rate yourself this year on the field personally? Do you feel like it was a solid year for you?
Yeah, I think it was another good year, I would say. So being at my third season here with RSL, it's the best we have finished as a team in my 3 years here. I did get I think 10 goals this year, but I think I got 10 last year as well. So from personal point of view, it wasn't the best year in terms of goals and assists, but it was around there what's expected. And yeah, I always look at the team first, so I'm not looking at myself. But as I said, the team did the best, not just in my 3 years here, but in a good few years before that as well. So that's why I think it was a good year. And then the playoff run, we've had 2 games in the playoffs, and it's a shame that we couldn't go a little bit further. But that's what I think, not just for myself and from the team, but as a club. If we want to be recognized around the league a little bit better and maybe treated a little bit better, then we're going to have to take that next step, and we're going to have to go to the conference finals.
What positions on the field do you think need the most addressing?
I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus, but I think everyone can see it. We played around with the players that we have played in different positions. We know Demir is not a true 9, although I thought he did an unbelievable job throughout the whole year playing as a 9. There's been few games where I'm going to play out wide, so then someone else can come in their more natural positions, and then we were kind of filling players in every now and then, and that's because we didn't really have, I feel like that number 9 positions occupied. Although we did have Sam, who scored 9 goals this year, but he never really grabbed the shirt and basically said, I'm not letting anyone else take the shirt. I'm going to be starting every game, and that could be to the injuries as well that he's had. He every now and then when he got feeling good and he started scoring goals, then he would hurt himself, and that's never good for any player. So the injuries didn't help him as well. But I feel like if we could get a striker who's going to get at least 15 goals a season, then that would be a big help.